What's up guys, it's Monday and I have a concert in like an hour, so I should probably get dressed for that. Okay, so now that I'm dressed, I want to talk to you guys about getting nervous. Or specifically, how not to get nervous. How I, as a musician, have learned to make sure my nerves don't get in the way of my performance. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not easy. It takes years to get rid of these nerves, and really get it rid just means minimize. I never, ever truly get rid of my nerves. The goal is to minimize your nerves, but to a level where they enhance your performance rather than hurt your performance. And if you're not a musician and you're watching this and you're thinking, this doesn't relate to me, I think it will. I'm just going to be using it in terms of music, but you can use this advice everywhere, just like I do. So I play the saxophone, I have since 6th grade, and when we were in middle school, we'd do chair tests to, see who plays the first part or the second part. For those of you that don't know, instruments are divided up by chairs, so what chair you're sitting in determines what music part you're playing. More skilled and talented players usually get the lower chairs, and those are usually the parts that will have solos, or they'll have the melody part. To me, they're usually more fun to play. But that relies on chair placements, where you have to perform either in front of your whole band, which I've done before, or in front of just your band director, which is still intimidating. So when I'd audition in 7th and 8th grade for these high chair parts, I'd lose out to the other people. Why? My nerves. Also, they might have been better than me. Who knows? It was a long time ago. But I think it was around 8th grade when I said to myself, I'm done. I'm gonna take over these nerves. They're not gonna control me. I'm gonna use them. The best way to do it, whatever you're nervous at, do it a lot. Do it so many times. Do it to the point when you don't even know that you're doing it anymore. I'd take my saxophone to family parties at New Year's or Hanukkah or whatever and make them listen to me play. It's a little cruel, I'll give it that, but it works. The more you get used to other people listening to you play, the less weird it becomes to you. You also learn in that process not how to not make mistakes, but you learn how to take over your mistakes. The key, funny enough, is not how not to make mistakes, but how to make sure other people don't know you've made a mistake. For instance, if I'm playing and I hit a wrong note, I don't make a face that I messed up, and I just keep going as if it never happened. You have no idea how many times I've played something and people told me it was so good, and I'm sitting there thinking about the 15 things I did wrong. But they didn't know. I had one performance at solo and ensemble that the judge didn't even tell me anything I did wrong because he thought it was perfect. It was far from that. I made so many mistakes, but he didn't know it because I just skipped right over him and he had no idea where the mistakes were. You are always going to be your worst judge of anything because you've seen the material so many times, you're used to it, you know how it should sound. But everyone else, not so much. Most people want to see you succeed. And when you want to see something from someone, you have confirmation bias, which means you kind of look over things just naturally. So people will gloss over your mistakes because they don't want to hear them. I promise it works because I've done it for 7 years. In addition to that, because they haven't listened to the piece as much as you, they may not know how a certain part goes. So when you hit a wrong note, they might think, that was supposed to be there. They won't know. Now I will say, this isn't perfect advice. Sometimes people pick up on your mistakes, and the worst I've ever seen it has been at band camp. At summer music camp, my roommate Chandler was playing the chimes, and it was Star Wars, and it was the end of the piece, and it was just him playing. Well, he didn't play that. When he got to the top note, he hit a half step below that note, which sounds terrible, and everyone knew it, but luckily it was in a rehearsal, so we all just laughed and it was funny. But thinking back to my music history, that's my only example of when this advice has ever failed anyone. The key is confidence, and you get confidence by doing something over and over again until you know it very well. A lot of musicians, we practice by ourselves. We don't want other people to hear our mistakes. We want people to think we're perfect. But the ironic part of that is, the best way to get rid of those mistakes is to just let other people hear them. Well guys, whether musically inclined or not, I hope that advice helps you, and if you'll excuse me, I have a concert to get to, like, now, where I actually have a solo, so I need to try to not be nervous. Guys, have a great week, and I will see you for the next one. Now, this doesn't look too bad. Maybe I'll do this in more episodes, So, will you have the sardines or the apples? Why, Leon? Why did that come to your head? What does that even mean? God. I'm done.